Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, and today we're going to be going over some building tips and how you can set up some traps that will get you kills. Now, I'm not going to focus on kill boxes and that sort of crap, mostly because if you really want to build a map that people just quit out of, you go build a kill box. And, building a map that people quit out of is not an enjoyable experience. So, starting off, super simple little thing you can do. On the entrance up into your base, you put a guard up in a higher position with spikes under him. Make sure he's boxed in. Now, this is not going to kill everybody, but it will get you kills. It is a super simple thing. I've had multiple bodies strewn out in front of my base where people have failed to kill him, or they actually get up there to retrieve their ammo and then die. Now, down over here, I want to talk about setting your guards out on patrol. So this guy is set to go on patrol, and the way I keep him in place is with a hollow cube that has second wave on. So I can go ahead, I can set his patrol path however I want, but he's not able to do it until the raider gets the gen mat, which is super useful if you're trying to set up a second wave group of enemies to appear. So he runs in and just goes stand there. He's pretty worthless, but he keeps things interesting. Now, there's another guy that's supposed to go on patrol, but he stops right there, and I'll get into that in a minute, but he actually starts way down here. And this is one thing I found that's kind of enjoyable, is on the path leading to, say, one of your little tomb things. You throw a guard down there, have them wait there like maybe 30 seconds or so, depending on how long a player takes to get to it. And if they don't show up, send him on patrol to go somewhere else in your base. Now, I did run into an issue, like he used to go a lot further into my base, but once I put that trap there, he got hung up. And ironically, I actually enjoyed his placement more of him getting stuck than where I'd put him before. Now this trap, pretty worthless, alright? It's out in the open, everybody's going to see it, it's going to get destroyed most of the time. The idea is that it pulls their eye upward and they're not paying attention to what's below them, and quite a few people have met their end on a spike trap because I've distracted them. Now, inside the heart of this base, this is all set to phase 2. That's there pretty much to distract somebody. It might get a kill on occasion, but that's not its primary purpose. The hook has come in handy quite a few times, and that is mostly there to distract people. While I could have went for more ranged, I did not want the guards to get hit in the crossfire and then kill them. Now we have our warmonger, who is set to go on patrol and run around this room, along with a second warmonger. And basically, as soon as they grab the gen mat and that activates, you have two warmongers running into the room from opposite sides. They take laps around the room, looking down corridors in case someone's made a run for it. But they actually don't leave, because there's really good odds that they would get murdered by the traps that are there if for some reason they tried to leave and a raider actually hadn't left the room yet. Now, another thing that it's pretty darn useful if you're trying to keep people from snooping around looking for your tombs because you have something else hidden outside your base you don't want them to find. Wherever the tomb's at, draw arrows telling them to go back inside the base. And then arrows inside and be like, oh, okay, so tomb is that way. Then again, most players, for some reason, just don't go after tombs. Up next, this has got to be one of the dirtiest things I've built. I almost feel bad about this one. I mean, my ship looks freaking awesome, and I had no intention to build a ship until I did it. This was more about building one massive death trap of sorts. And really, it's not even that big. It's a decent size. But pirate ship. So there's you a building tip. If you want to bring people to your map, make sure what you build looks cool. I failed because my pirate ship is facing a direction where it doesn't really show up in the thumbnail for the map. And most players just don't even notice that it's there. And as a builder, it's kind of a heartbreaking thing. Like, I spent all this time building this cool pirate ship that, honestly, there's probably better pirate ships out there, but darn it, no one's noticing. Either way, let's get to the super dirty part. I know you're looking at this going, oh my god, you built a massive kill box, but not really, because behind every one of these, just a normal block. Why is... Well, there is one exception. There is one flame trap back here, and since recording the gameplay, I have removed that trap and put a normal block. Mostly for two reasons. One, it's kind of stupid that the trap can shoot through the block and you can't see through it, and technically there's ways to rig that up to be a massively unfair advantage. But either way, let's head up here to the top and let's explain why this is so dirty. So a guard up here is set to go on patrol. Now I want to say guards can only drop about 2 blocks or the fall will kill them. So he runs over, lands here, and then when this finally triggers, he will drop down. And why this is so dirty is because now he's pretty big, and he drops down in front of the flamethrower trap, and fairly decent odds that if a raider is standing here and looking that direction, they are going to accidentally shoot him, miss the flame trap, and it triggers, kills both of them. Or maybe they hit the flame trap, and now you got to deal with that guy. And what are you going to do? Run back into other traps and you don't know what's down there? I did try to make this somewhat fair, though, by spacing out everything. So I feel like I did my best to make it fair, but evil, if that makes any sense. Now, this room down here, basically if someone tries running out, like speed running out, maybe I get lucky and I can catch them with some bombs. It's really, really tough to catch speedrunners in smaller builds, if that makes sense. Your best bet is long corridors. And I'm still trying to master the art of murdering speedrunners. So hey, real quick, anybody got some tips on murdering speedrunners? By all means, hop down in the comments, let us all know. Because if we get some really good, valid information, I will be more than happy to throw together a video. Now, the pirate ship overall, pretty darn cool. The one little guy up there, he patrols around it and then goes and hangs out by the exit. Now for the South Park map, which I know my pixel art sucks. Don't judge me, I only had 13 squares to deal with. It's really hard to get 4 characters in that. So, the little bomb trap right there might not seem super effective, but as they're walking up, there's that distracting people. Throw another trap further up, hopefully that catches their eye, and then, oh no, I've got bombs raining down on me. Now I've got something pretty interesting. So we took the idea from way earlier of a guard with the spike trap under him, but I found a way to make it slightly more deadly than it already was. So, a raider comes up here, they may kill him, kill the trap, and oh, well now it's worthless. But, I had this crazy idea that if I just threw one of those little plasma sentinels in the right spot with the right mod, I could still kill them. So on the plasma sentinel, like, it will aim down, hit in here, and still kill people, just because it has the plasma cloud mod. So, that is not a super safe place to be. It has killed a few people so far, and I'm pretty sure they were not happy about it. Now down here, just got you know, trying to play with the idea of I need more traps that face not towards the person, but the direction they're going. But again, like, I really like building smaller builds, and it's really tough to kill a speedrunner in a small area. Then, of course, back to our old trick of dropping a guy down, because why not? It worked before, why not try it again? I mean, it kind of sucks, because I know you're not seeing a whole lot of dead bodies here, but I think this thing's been active for maybe a couple hours, which, I mean, I feel good that I actually had people playing, because I definitely have maps where I just don't get players for really long periods of time, and that sucks. But again, working your way out and suddenly you got bombs falling on you. Not a pleasant thing. I still really enjoy my little South Park thing. I mean, my map name has South Park in it. I had to do it. Now, this was the second Bayside built. Max prestige, little trick up top, stabbing people who kill a guard. Quite a few people get stabbed on spike traps there. But there's a couple things to talk about here. I think we're going to start with the guards. A T intersection with a couple big old guards spaced out. This guy doesn't really participate, which kind of sucks, but I have had people rage quit over those guards murdering them repeatedly. Now, right here, what I want to talk about is that you can build a neat little platforming section to get to a tomb. I mean, it's a pretty simple little platform thing, and somehow it has killed, I don't even know how many people. It does kind of suck having to run through the corrosive blocks trying to find everything they've dropped or their little gravestones. But yeah, most people walk up, oh my god, and then stabbed in the back of the head. That is how that played out quite a few times. So, there's definitely some fun things you can do with a platforming section. Now, the one thing I would advise against, even though a lot of people are doing it because you want the easy kill, don't put a trap right where the tomb's at. Because the thing that sucks about it as the player is if you kill me before I can pick the stuff up, it despawns and I can't get it. And that takes a lot of the fun out of it. But again, I know builders will be builders and they will murder people however they want. But that's going to wrap this one up. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.